the communications and design specialist at the Grand Rapids Bar Association, as well as the founder of the Williams Buck Design Solutions, which he administers on a freelance design basis. He attended Michigan State University and Grand Valley State University, where he earned his BA in French and the French language and in literature. He later went on to earn his master's degree in nonprofit management and leadership from Walden University. Kenny is an active parishioner of the cathedral, serving as a sacristan and an occasional usher. He has also served on the Cathedral Festival Committee and the Social Digital Media Committee of the Catholic Information Center. So, Kenny.
Oh, come on, guys. I am so not that special. Now, on to the reason of why we are here. We are here to talk about networking. Networking tips and strategies. That was just a title I came up with. Take from it what you want. As I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to have this be more of a conversation. I don't want to talk too much. I only have so much water. So we're going to have it's going to be a very collaborative initiative that we're going to be working on together. But first, I don't know, does everyone know each other? You all know each other? Okay. Like, oh yeah, we get into the boat and there you go. Well, I don't know everyone, so if you guys could do a round of introductions. I don't know who wants to start, and we'll go around. All right, Kyle. Yeah, we'll pass the mic. Pass the mic like we pass the peace at Mass. There you go.
We stand? You want us to stand?
Oh, you don't have to stand. Oh, we stand too much. You know, yeah, right. Hunter's like, you are doing too much. No.
My name is Kyle. I can see born and raised in California. I was a 22 years, I think, 21, something around there. I was, Mark knows my exact job title in California, but I can't remember it, right? It was a youth minister, but I was assistant to the youth ministry there, which had a lot to do with what you did. I was also a sacristan, so once the sacristan was said, I was like, hey, I know that.
Oh, there you go.
A sacristan's got to stick together.
That's right.
3 years ago, according to September 1st, yes, 3 years ago, and it's been a happy and somewhat not happy journey ever since. But that's what I'm going to say. I'm happy together.
All right.
I'm Kat. I moved here a year ago. I worked at a psych hospital.
From where? Where'd you move from?
Lansing.
Oh, okay.
Lansing for like 4 years. Not California. And yes, I work in a psych hospital and I went to school for counseling. And a dog.
How is that?
A dog?
No, the psych hospital. Okay, both. No, both. No, you asked, so I hear all that, right? Oh my goodness, wow. So you're currently studying to?
Yeah, I'm in my last year, so I'm interning. And then I work full time, so it's like basically 2 jobs. But yeah, it's good. I like it. There's a lot of different avenues.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I can imagine.
But yeah, I like working in the hospital. It's never a dull moment.
Yeah, very cool.
People get better too most of the time, so it's nice.
Well, it's come along, it's come a very far way, I think, over, probably even in my lifetime even. And I think the approach, I think, has changed a bit more as far as dealing with individuals living with mental illness and other things of that nature. So good for you.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. There you go.
And Hunter, I apologize. I can like barely see right now. My contacts are so bad. So if you see me fidgeting with my eyes, that's
Okay.
why. It's just bothering me. My name is Hunter. I work at Service Express as a billing specialist. I play sports.
What sports?
I play volleyball, basketball, and soccer.
All right.
But right now I haven't played soccer in a while, but I'm playing basketball at it's like an adult sports social league.
Mhm.
So I play, it's called Jam Sports.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so I play basketball on Mondays and I play kickball on Thursdays, so that's fun. And then just
play
volleyball
kickball.
with Grand Rapids community. We have a big volleyball community
Mhm.
here, so I just play high level. Then Jam, I refuse to play Jam. Anyway, I have a dog named Biscuit. He is my world. Yeah.
Now, if you told me you had a cat named Gravy, I would have been so. That would be awesome. Awesome. So soccer, the women's, the U.S. women's team could have used you. You know, next time we just got to make sure you catch that flight. All right.
Wait, did they lose? I didn't even watch.
Yeah, they totally did.
Yeah.
They totally did. They played well though. They played well. They did good. They went out honorably, and I don't think you can ask for anything better than that. So. Yep. There you go. Well, next time we'll be seeing you, okay? You'll be zooming in from wherever it is. So
Yeah, that's the dream.
awesome. All right, who's next?
I'm Teresa. I am the youth minister at Prince Peace in North Muskegon. Just finished my 4th year there, so that's exciting.
Oh.
And I grew up in Holland. You know, technically 7 different Dutch dances. Technically, I don't know if I can do any of them anymore.
We were really about to ask you.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, there's videos online. I can show videos online. I don't know if I can do it now. But studied theology at Aquinas, graduated from there, and then started working at Prince of Peace shortly after that. And finally moved to Muskegon this past October, so I've been living there for almost a year. But,
Awesome. What area of theology?
just general theology degree at Aquinas, so studied all sorts of different things. So yeah, it was fun.
Fascinating. All right, who is next? You were so hesitant with that mic.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm also from college. I grew up there. I went to from the Antioch Valley.
I was homeschooled.
Oh, that's really okay. Yeah,
I grew up near West Ottawa.
Did you dance?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I admired it.
Yeah.
It was a workout.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Anyways, I worked as a case aide, so kind of like case management for refugees, but I'm transitioning to therapist role pretty soon. So I'm really excited about that. I just finished my master's in social work. So
Yay! Congrats! Woo!
official, and yeah, I'm transitioning to starting off in that field, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, great. Fantastic. All right, who is next? I'll pass that on over. Got it.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I don't work, but I do tech the side.
Mhm.
So when I see networking, I just think that. I've been home talking with Phoebe. She is currently here sleeping.
Aw.
She's like looking.
She's directly staring over.
Well, she was thinking, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, she knows we did it, so. But yeah, no, grew up here and
Awesome. What parish do you go or do you attend?
I don't really know that. Same right now, I was going to St. Mary Magdalene,
Oh, uh-huh.
but from the young adult group and then that kind of stuff.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Cool beans. And we have one more person, the illustrious.
Oh, what can you
Whole life story.
We only have an hour, y'all.
Mark Mann, I'm the Director of Programs and Institutes here. Prior to that, I was working for the Bishop coordinating youth and young adult ministry. And prior to that, I was in Congress. Lady the Lake.
Oh, you weren't dancing?
It seems to be what people there do.
I was not dancing, I was and enjoy wilderness backpacking and beach and garden.
Very cool.
My favorite color is blue.
There you go. Well, that's one thing we have in common, Mark. I can definitely empathize with that color. I am Kenny Williams Buck. I am from Grand Rapids. Let's see here. I don't know. I mean, I'm such a boring guy and whatnot. I just kind of, dibble and dabble. But no, I am currently professionally, I am the communications and design specialist for the Grand Rapids Bar Association. Legal, not drinking, kind of bar. And so I work closely with the legal community, the judiciary, as well as the general bar, i.e. lawyers, and in a number of different initiatives around the city. We have a program in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. We have a program working with individuals experiencing the need for expungements. We do all kinds of things. And we also have a lot of fun, because if anything, lawyers love to have fun. On the side, I do freelance graphic design work, which is also very fun. In my spare time, I like to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I do. I actually do. But I'm gonna sound a little more interesting for a minute, okay? In my spare time, I definitely like to go to the gym. That is really fun for me, and it's a great stress relief, and it's a great way to actually meet other folks too, thus networking. That is also a network. So enough about me. Let's start our conversation. Let's talk about networks, networking tips, and strategies. And little does she know, but Hunter is going to lead this entire conversation. I'm going to sit back and have my water. I'm totally kidding. She's like, I can barely see it, okay? She's like...
I lost all my senses.
Oh my God. Too funny. You could do this job right there. There you go. That is too funny. We're gonna just keep Hunter in our prayers. She can make it through the seminar. Teresa, I'm gonna have you read the definition of networking.
Networking, the art of building alliances that are mutually supported and beneficial to the parties involved.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Can you say it again?
Yeah. Read it again,
Okay.
because someone who is actually, there's no one on the Zoom. I think, but it is being recorded. So yeah, no, the art of building alliances that are mutually supported and beneficial to the parties involved. From your vantage point right now, how many of you would think of yourselves as being in a network by show of hands? Okay, everybody else put your hands down. Kyle, why are you wishy-washy about it?
Wishy-washy, because the only things that you're gonna need to learn more about.
Oh, there you go. And good for you for being in this seminar, aptly named Networks, Networking, and Strategies and Tips, and whatever else I said it was. Examples of network, okay. There are several different. There's your professional networks, there are your social networks. I'm going to talk about two, and they're going to have to do with parish-specific and Catholic networks, number one, and then we'll talk more and go into more of what professional networking is and how we can make that work for us type of thing. But since we are a group of Catholics, I thought, why not talk about something that has to do with elements of our faith. And with that, if I can, hold on, get over here, hold on. Hold on. Yes, there we go. Yeah, we're going to talk about three areas. Parish committees and ministries. We're going to talk about Catholic fraternal organizations. Lastly, we're going to talk about confraternities and sodalities. And Mark, I'm probably going to ask a lot about that last one. How many of you are involved in your parishes? Everyone? Hunter, tell me how you're involved in your parish.
So technically I'm not a parish, I'm a voter,
Okay.
but I'm pretty involved in the cathedral downtown, like St. Andrew. I take pictures for them, like
Yeah.
as like I look at it like tithing.
Mhm.
I guess this the other made a joke. She's like, you're gonna have to start charging them. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna charge them. Like that's my way of giving back to the parish. So that's what I do for them.
Kat, what about you?
I go to church. I used
Good
to.
for you.
I-
Hey, that's the
last
first
year
hurdle.
I've
There you
gotten
go.
Very involved as I try to, because I tend to overcommit to things and then I get stressed out. I mean, in the past, I helped out with like CCD for kids. I think it was like fifth and sixth grade, and I did readings and then been required. But yeah, not at the cathedral at this moment.
Awesome. And what about, what's your name again?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, what about you?
I'm also a floater currently, so, but I think I'm gonna commit to the basilica. I think that's just where I found myself really going in that. I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to say that I would really like that I've invested a ton of time. I just haven't, but I think that I want to. And in the past, I've also done like choir stuff in my home parish, different sales like choir. I did like the young adults groups, kind of helped other. There was like a Hispanic strong community there, so I was like a part of that. I think it was really good for the youth group.
Fantastic. Well, one thing I can talk about is a committee or two, and a ministry or two, being fairly involved here at the cathedral. One thing about the cathedral I will tell you, if you're not heavily involved, they will get you heavily involved. And once you're involved in one thing, you're involved in everything. Which is a good thing. You just gotta know when to say when. But at the cathedral, we have several ministries that I wanted to highlight, especially for those of you who are floaters. As far as the justice and charity ministry we have the prayer and worship ministry, and that includes our liturgical ministers, that includes Arts and environment, that includes funeral lunches, prayer change, prayer blankets, visiting the sick and homebound, all very vital ministries that we offer here. Of course, I heard that some of you are singers and or involved in music. Vibrant music ministry, faith and formation ministry, parish life, which I'm not involved in that much because that involves being on parish council. That takes a special type. Been there, done that. And hospitality and helping with other social events. So if you are a floater, there is a place for you to float to if you so choose to. Moving on to Catholic fraternal and lay organizations, there are a plethora of them. I just listed a few. But there are a number of Catholic fraternal and lay organizations that you can incorporate into your network, okay? And by participating in these, it doesn't necessarily mean that all that you're going to do is church. There's cross-pollination going on. You know, you may meet someone in one of these organizations that can also help you professionally or help you in some other way, or vice versa. Because it's not so much about what you're looking to get, but as much as you're looking to give as well. And share those talents with those who might need them, whatever those talents are. And they can be anything. Some of the organizations I listed, the Knights of Columbus, who you all may know or are familiar with, there is the Order of Malta. Is there an Order of Malta, Mark, in Grand Rapids?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen them. They have very cool robes if you've never seen them before. Are those the ones with the black robes and they have the, yeah. That's
We have the sepulcher.
Oh.
Knights of the Holy Sepulcher.
Knights of the Holy Sepulcher, yep. Some of these have really great costumes, and I was thinking about Teresa in her former life as a Dutch dancer. Hey, if you want to dress up, we've got something for you. One of the organizations I am familiar with are the Knights of Peter Claver, and that's a traditionally African American group that is nationwide. Society of St. John, St. Vincent de Paul. I was going to say John Vianney, but and then also the Catholic Extension Society of America, which I randomly found out about. And let me tell you who they are. They are Catholic Extension uniquely contributes to the growth and vibrancy of the church in the U.S. by strategically investing in poor mission dioceses to unleash the power of faith that transforms hearts. And this organization is based in Chicago, where I actually lived for about 10 years. On to our, let me close this, there you go. Our confraternities, and Mark may know a little bit more about this than I do, but I just listed a couple. The Confraternity of the Blessed Sacrament, the Confraternity of the Rosary. Mark, by chance, do you have any input on the role of confraternities insofar as a network? Their particular charism, I can imagine, varies depending on the focus of the confraternity.
Right, because they have a particular, you'd use the word apostolate or service, right, that they want to, whether it is about the Blessed Sacrament or like we have the Confraternity of Christian Doctrine, hence the name CCD, that growing up, a lot of that's what we refer to as the religious education, right, in our area. But it was a confraternity of Catholic doctrine, and a confraternity is usually a worldwide, but that has local chapters,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas my understanding is that Sodality is more local.
Okay. Okay.
Both are voluntary, right, as associations of, and it can include both the lay faithful as well as ordained.
Oh, I did not know that. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. So those are examples of Catholic networks. Those are things that you as Catholics can be involved in. You can explore. There are ways to deepen your faith through these networks that may bear fruits in a number of different ways in your life, in the lives of others, of course. So we are going to move on and talk about our professional networking institutions and or categories. I'm going to talk about 3. There are a couple more, but I thought these 3 were probably a little more focused on or into what it is that we're talking about today. Are any of you involved in any professional organizations or no? Probably. What? Missy, you know when you do the wishy-washy, I'm gonna call right on you. I'm gonna be like, I just zero in to the laser focus.
If you just use ministry wise, like they're especially like in my deanery, so all over, sure we've been all like gathering together to work together and just do different things together and things, and youth ministers in general in our diocese always we get together and meet and we'll like do things. So in that sense, in a professional sense, we do. That's a network thing. I don't know how professional or like official.
Yeah, it's part of your work. Yes. Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you part of the NFCYM?
I'm not part of the NFCYM, no, but
Which is
I
the
didn't want to pay their
National
dues.
Catholic Youth Ministry Association.
Ah. Well, I think it's a good idea, eh, Teresa? To maybe explore that one. Some of the categories of professional organization are, you have your member benefit organizations, and these are just organizations that benefit their members through access to journals, resources, things of that nature. I work for a member benefit, I work for a member benefit association and a designation granting organization, 2-in-1, at the Grand Rapids Bar Association. When you're a member of an organization like that, it gives you the opportunity to network with individuals within your profession. People use that network for many different reasons. They can use it for career advancement. They can use it as a resource for continuing legal education, what have you. Why I say that I am a part of both the member benefit and designation granting is that we do provide credits for continuing education that is required, especially for court-appointed attorneys. So that's the difference between those two. And the last category here is the certifying bodies. And there are a number of those, and their main purpose is just to issue and track certification. So a number of physicians are a part of these groups. And I'm trying to think of some others, but physicians are the main ones that pop out to me.
Court stenographer.
Court stenographers, yes, is true.
They have a state law certified.
Yep. And what court stenographer do you know, Mark?
They have it. I only just learned about this, but they're holding their state conference here in Grand Rapids here in September.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a fun group.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that shorthand for something?
the court stenographer is the individual that records the.
I've always wondered, they really type that fast?
Yeah, I think they use a special language, don't they? It's like a shorthand or something,
That's
right?
wild to me.
Yeah, and that's why you need to get certified.
Yep,
To
Yeah.
learn the shorthand to do that.
Do you know Charlie Clapp?
I absolutely do.
I work with him all the time.
Very
And
well.
Chris knew, I know a lot of court-appointed attorneys.
No way.
They have to come to meet patients.
Oh,
Or
yeah, I'm
work
sure
for
they
a
do.
hospital.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Charlie Clapp was one of your patients.
That would be an
No, he
NDA.
can sue me.
Non-NDA.
No, he comes into the hospital, not as a patient, professionally, for his job.
Yeah.
Good. No. Yes, I know Charlie very well. Oh, he is a very good guy. And if you see him again, you tell him that we were learning together. Very cool guy. So we're gonna go on and move on, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about knowing ourselves, what networks work best for me, and what are the challenges to networking? How hard is it to network? And I definitely want to have this be an open conversation. Like, I want you all to spill your hearts, talk about yourselves, because that's part of networking. You have got to be your own best friend when it comes to trying to expand your network, build a network, or start a network, which we'll talk a little bit about later. First thing we're going to talk about, Kat, could you read what it says there? For us?
Choose the best type of networking for you. There are several ways you can network, and not all of them will work for you. For example, if you are extroverted, you may enjoy large networking events. However, if you are shy around big groups of people, online or one-on-one networking may provide the most benefits. Determine what type of networking meets your unique needs and pursue that.
All right. Guys, what does this mean to you?
If you hate going, if you know you're gonna hate it, it's not gonna be beneficial to you. Like, if you're dreading going to a networking event because you have to talk to 50 people, then like.
I think 50 people is excessive for anyone, but yeah. but no, right. And this is why I kind of titled this section, this is the part of the know yourself part of it, because it's easy for us to say, let's go out and network. We have to network. This is what people do now. But I think it's a lot more nuanced than that, and that we have to recognize within ourselves what works best for us. And with that being said, there are usually three. There's probably several more or combinations thereof of personality types, whether you would label yourself as an extrovert, introvert, or ambivert. And one thing I want to ask you guys is how you would label yourselves. And I'm going to go around this whole thing. Everybody is going to talk. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to tell you what it means.
Okay.
And it's like, give me 2 seconds, girl. I'm on it. I got you. So before we do that, before we go around this whole room and talk about how we would label ourselves, take a few seconds to look at the definitions here if you're unclear as to what they are. The one a lot of people have not heard of are the ambiverts. An ambivert is a person who shows characteristics of both extroversion and introversion. In other words, they fall somewhere in the middle of the scale. People who are ambiverts are said to be moderately comfortable in social situations, but also enjoy some solitary time. We're going to start And I'm going to ask Teresa to flap that. Where's the magic mic?
Magic.
We're going to get the magic mic. We're going to start from the back and work our way around.
Right. I would say I'm both.
You're both what?
I introvert and extrovert.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like going out places with people, but but I don't like big crowds just because it's hard to look out for other people.
Mhm.
Just more than that.
Cool beans. All right, and now it is your turn. Jasmine, there you go. I am going to remember this.
I think I feel like I'm a quiet extrovert, but sometimes I fall in the middle too. But I think I would say more towards the extroverted side. I think I really like getting to know people in a crowd, and I just feel very energized after talking. So yeah, I think that's mine.
Wow. Okay, cool. Cool.
I would say I'm in, how did you say, ambivert?
Ambivert.
Ambivert. I would say I'm, yeah, an ambivert. I used to be very extroverted, and then I started to just need a little bit more me time and things, and I'm not a big crowd fan, so, but
I am so shocked by that.
I can be, very extroverted in situations, but afterwards I'm like, oh, I gotta go home, I need to glass of wine, I need to watch something.
I hear all that,
So,
right?
I can be very extroverted, but I can also be very introverted too at the same time, and just, I avoid, large crowds of people like the plague, so.
Well, you are the one who danced in front of gazillions of people in wooden shoes, so I don't know.
That was me. I didn't have to talk to anybody, I just had to smile and pose for a picture afterwards, so. I would say,
Mhm. Yeah, we'll go with it.
I'm very introverted. Like, I'll make friends anywhere and talk to you, whatever. But like, I have social anxiety if it's like big crowds and it's just by myself. I get very anxious, and then I tend to like kind of go inward and like very shy. And it takes a second for me to like warm up to you and like kind of
Right.
put my guard down.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, but like, so like I feel like I am more, extroverted than I am introverted, but I could definitely see where I can be.
Yeah, I hear ya. What about you, Kat?
I'm an ambivert,
Yeah.
half and half.
Yeah.
For sure. I probably lean more introverted, but
Mhm.
depends. I get really lost if I don't have enough alone time.
What about you, Kyle? You are a big ol' extrovert.
You're funny. Before seeing that there was three, I only thought there was a duo. But I am definitely somebody that can enjoy a large crowd, but then I'm like, I got to take a nap. I got to read on my.
Oh Lord, a nap? She needed some wine. You were just like, forget that. I just need a bed.
I need
Okay.
bed. I need eat read. I need to go to YouTube and see what the apologists are saying.
Yeah.
Something. I just need time. But there are definitely times.
Mhm.
Say there's a youth ministry event and there's 200 people there, or however many, where my old boss, Mary, would specifically point out to me because she knew that I would get everyone to laugh.
Mhm.
And it definitely has sometimes didn't work. Getting everyone to laugh. But,
Can anyone think of a time, okay, in their life where they've have to, and before I even get into that, I'll just be flat out and tell everyone, it'd probably shock you to know, but I am very much an introvert. But I'm also an only child. So, at a certain point in my very, very, very young life, I think I can almost remember it. I know I was in kindergarten. I had to consciously make a decision of, look, kid, you're in this by yourself. You've got to make it work or not. Kindergarten thinking like this, right? I know, right? It's like I should have been Einstein. Anywho, none of that worked out. But anywho, it takes me quite a bit to be in front of individuals and do exactly what I'm doing now, and or large crowds. And if you were to just see me out and doing, like, oh, this is a social butterfly. He's, peddling here, he's peddling there, he's all around. And working a room is an art form. And the way I learned how to do it is by watching others. I had an aunt who could work a room like nobody I've ever seen in my entire life. And it could be a room full of folks she couldn't stand, but she would work that whole room. And I'm like, whoa, that's impressive. But I want you all to think about a time where you've had to, and I'll just ask, what time are we? All right, I'll just ask two of you. Of a time where you had to push yourself outside of how you would normally label yourself because of the situation you were in, socially speaking. Okay, so I'm gonna just pick people. Don't look scared. Look at Kyle's like, oh Lord.
I'm just giving up because
Kyle's got the magic mic. I am gonna ask Hunter, and I am gonna ask Jasmine.
Do you already have yours? I do. Okay, you go first because I literally don't.
She's like, right now.
Yeah, right now.
That's the extrovert.
Yep, that's the extrovert.
Okay, yeah, so last year, I think I shared about this, but I was doing my kind of a little bit of retweet. So last year I did a service year in Syracuse, New York, and I was a teacher, working with refugees who spoke zero English whatsoever. There were kids that had never attended school in their life, so yeah, it was. I think that really branched me out, and like I was kind of like, I think, very shy, but that's when I realized I was an extrovert. Because there was like 30 kids that I just had to work with and teach and also manage sometimes. Like a lot of kids that in middle school, they wanted to, didn't really know how to regulate their emotions, and they just wanted to release it on others, and not in the healthiest way. So just how to learn really how to, like, I guess sometimes be like almost a little scarier than that I am, and just not scary, but I think they're very assertive and just
you had to be the adult.
Yeah. And yeah, it was. I just had to be like, nope, we're gonna have a great day, but we're gonna like also follow directions, and I think that was really.
Yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. Hunter.
Can we repeat like what?
Oh, Hunter, listen to this. Talk to us about a time where you've had to step out of how you would normally label yourself. When you've had to step outside of your self-concept. So let's say, for instance, you would label yourself as.
More so extrovert, so like the time when I became more introverted, like.
Do you have an example?
Maybe like, I don't know, getting boundary, not like, because I'm a very much a FOMO person, so I'm like seize the moment, like my friends are going out, let's go do something fun. Maybe like having a boundary of like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep last night, or oh, I have to get X, Y, and Z done before this date. I can't go out, or I can't go hang out with them or do whatever.
Tell us about a time where you've had to be in a situation or a social setting where you didn't particularly feel comfortable. And it's a non-threatening situation, you know, but you just didn't feel comfortable. And what skills did you use to overcome that? And now hopefully,
Actually, this past Saturday.
see, there you go. I knew I was going to get something out of somebody. All right, there you go.
But I was a little bit out of my comfort zone just because. So I used to work at this camp growing up. I was camp there and then I worked. But this particular group of counselors were a year below me and I had left already. So I didn't know any of these people. Well, I knew some, but I didn't know who was going. And I was invited by my close friend, Julia, to go to this camp reunion cookout thing, bonfire or whatever. And she bailed. And I was already like.
So she's like no longer like your good friend or whatever.
No,
Okay.
she bailed. And so I was still
My
going.
ex-friend.
And I was like, cool, I'm just gonna show up and not know anyone because they're all younger than me. And I was hoping I would know whoever. I ended up knowing there were a couple people, but I didn't know that. So I was super anxious and I was like, great, I'm gonna like just show up there and be like, who are you? But I showed up and like they knew I was coming. And like I just introduced myself and we just started getting on the same topic of like we all worked at the same place, so we have the same tradition. So we just started like reminiscing on our times there.
Oh.
So it was nice. So I got to know people I didn't know, but we all came from the same place. So it was really.
Ooh.
But I was nothing like kind of anxious towards the end. I was like, I'm going home. I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I've had enough.
You had enough. You had to call your friend that bailed.
No, I was
Be like,
I
what's up? All right. Awesome. We're gonna move on a little bit because we are running short on time. As you're going into networks, and let's for a second, let's get off the slides for a second. Why do you want to network? Like, can someone give me a reason and why it is we're even talking about networking? Why do we want it? What is the point of networking? Building relationships. Mm-hmm. That's right. Is there another reason?
I think about like just progressing in your career, because you think of how many people apply for the same job, but if you know someone personally, they can be like, hey, this person is not so bad. Or like just in social service agencies, people are constantly having to refer clients over. And you don't want to send like this traumatized person to a random person who might make it worse. Like it's good to know good people.
That's right.
Related fields.
I think so. And you know what? Professionally, if you're looking to advance or transition, it's a lot of it is what you know, but a lot of it is who you know. And if you have formed strategic alliances, friendships, or acquaintances within your field, your chances of being able to transition up and transition well are all the more better, I think. So we're going to talk about what are we going to talk about? Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about making genuine connections, and I'm wondering if any of you thus far have made any genuine connections within your field, with individuals that I see Teresa shaking her head. Tell us about it.
Just like through working in youth ministry, especially, our diocese, like I said earlier, we get together at least. I'm not always there because it's all the way over here. It's early in the morning, but it's
How early?
8 a.m.
Oh no!
And coming from Muskegon, that means I have to leave at like 7, and it's a whole thing.
Oh my goodness!
But we get together at least once a month at Roots for coffee to just chat and work together. My deanery gets together once a month to chat and work together.
I got into the youth ministry field, and actually got the job I have now based off of a recommendation from Mark. And,
Mark is a good guy to know, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right? There
Yeah,
you go.
and my youth minister from high school, she's still in youth ministry. She works at St. Francis at Holland.
Okay.
And so she was huge in helping me to know how to get into the field and things, and she and I still connect on different things. So, yeah, there's that, and we talk all over, you know, what jobs are opening up where, and if, you know, we talk, okay, should we apply, or, you know, different parish dynamics and things, so we'll all know what's kind of going on. So, there's not a lot of like room to go up within in youth ministry, you know, maybe going from coordinator to director, but that's more just a title change. But yeah, so that's kind of how it is. Connections.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go that far.
Yeah. No, there you go. Yeah, anyone else? Jasmine, I saw you mention something.
No, I don't think I did actually.
Really? Okay, no, you're good.
Sorry.
What we're gonna do next is start talking about hold on, let's get over here. 1 second. Bear with me. Okay. How to network successfully. One of the things I wanted to ask, since we're getting tight on time here, is to ask each of you to come up with, or just blurt them out. When you're networking, you have to come in prepared to converse with others. What is your elevator speech? You walk up to someone you don't know. How do you describe yourself? And I'm going to give you like 2 minutes, and I want you guys to come up with a short 2-sentence elevator speech. You know, pretend you don't know me from Adam, and you don't. And you want to introduce yourself. What do you say aside from, hi, my name is Kyle, or hi, my name is Teresa? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I walk off. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm going to give you like 2 minutes. You guys think, you know, in your heads. I don't know if you need to write anything down. You can use the back of your papers or whatever you got. And I want everyone to think about, what is your elevator speech? And it has to be short. It doesn't have to be long. Remember, no one wants to know your entire life story. I know, right? Make them wait till you come out with the book. All right, make them pay that $19.99 for that book. Don't give it to don't give. Wait, what's that saying? Don't give away the cow when you can get the milk for free, or whatever, whatever it is. So yeah, no, it's gonna be a really short elevator speech, and we're all gonna go through, each one is gonna give their little elevator speech. And it is 7:48 right now. Why is Siri listening to me? Okay. It's 7:48 right now. You have till 7. Come on, Siri. We're gonna have until 7:51. There you go. All right.
Is this elevator speech like career-wise, or is it just like in the community?
You choose. You can choose in that. They're all valid networks.
Because you shared about
Yep.
parish
Yep.
networks.
They're all valid.
Related.
Yep. Oh, well, hey, either do
Will
it.
be in 2 weeks.
You will
Like,
be.
if someone came up to me and just like started saying, so I'd be like, hello? Like, why? Why? Like, why can't we just stand here and say gone already, right? Like, you and I just stand there in silence when we first met, so. We can sit in silence. Well, we're not on an elevator.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put I'm gonna put a timer on for 2 minutes, and we're gonna go for it. So
Is it just like you blurt it out, or do you add some natural pauses for when they ask you another question?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like your intro thing, like, hi, I'm,
Teresa, you know, do this or whatever, and this is just your quick intro.
Yeah, how would you describe yourself in like 2 sentences? Oh, it's the whole purpose of networking. Each of us are all unique, and I think the hardest thing to do is to describe ourselves, because we're always taught to be humble, and that selling ourselves is a little boastful and prideful, and things that will lead us on a one-way ticket to purgatory or something. So but there is nothing wrong with accentuating who you are in a couple sentences when you meet an individual with whom you'd like to network, or you would like to gain access to the network. Okay. So you've got 39, 38, 37, 36 seconds to Hunter ate up most of that. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You have to be prepared, though. You have to be prepared with something. I'm going to stand up. You have to be prepared with something. Now, during the conversation, there's some give and take. I mean, you're not going to, sit out and, blab out your whole biography and yada yada. But you've also,
Wait, you're not in a literal elevator?
I think the metaphor is like, imagine you're in an elevator and the CEO of your dream company happens to be in there with you, and you have like 30 seconds. What do you say to them?
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that.
Hunter basically wouldn't get that job. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you know what? The Lord didn't want me to have it anyway.
There you go. There you go. Right? That takes us to our reading. That's right.
I was double fisting pizza, trying to rush back to my office because I was starving. And
That's
great. I had both hands full of pizza, and I was trying to juggle everything, and my boss was like, we had a new CEO. She's like, oh, you need to meet Kat. And I turned around and my face fell because I was hungry. And I don't think I've ever made up for that first impression so far. Every interaction, I feel awkward.
Well, there's always relocation. I'm kidding. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I tried to give him a handshake and then I gave, it was.
Oh gosh, that is something else. We're gonna start with you and Beck. Did you come up with your little elevator speech?
Kind of.
Tell us about you in a few
Think
seconds.
think about starting with the sentence. I'm good at what I do because. Yeah, no, I mean, like if you're on an elevator, and as Kat said,
Right.
The CEO of the company, of the dream job you want to have is there with you. I'm good at what I do because that might be another way to think about this. What you're gonna say. Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, but no, I mean, really, my form of elevator speech is making someone laugh, just because, I mean, it kind of breaks the tension, especially in a lecture, people don't always know what to say, Mine would be, hi, my name is Brandon, my legs are kind of tearing together because my speech.
That is awesome. I love it, actually.
My other one is, I'm only in it for the girl.
Okay, awesome. And humor works. It does miracles. It will open doors that would otherwise be closed regardless. Yeah.
But for me, I've gained so many friends because of my humor.
Yeah.
And I literally just have had people just sit down and I say something and they just look at me shocked, utterly shocked, and then they start laughing.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be my worst thing. My name is Brandon. Today's weather is crappy, so I decided to take this shirt today.
Brandon, that is awesome. Jasmine, what about you? I know, right? Literally.
So we're picturing like the CEO.
I don't know, the CEO, the Queen, the Pope. I mean, you know, oh, the Queen's dead. Sorry, the King.
So when you like really want to make a good first impression on them,
Yeah.
you want something from them. I don't know. You're supposed to give. You're supposed to take and you can give.
There you go.
You have to go first so you can.
Jasmine, tell us about yourself. And just be yourself. And just be yourself.
I think I'm overthinking it too much now, but yeah, I'm Jasmine. I'm super passionate about working with refugees and working in nonprofits. I love what I do. Yeah, I'm a therapist, and that's always been my dream. So, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and that's really good. And do you know why we're doing this exercise? Is because when you're in conversation, when you're in those real time situations where you're looking to gain access to a certain network, or you're looking to further your own agenda, okay, basically, you've got to be able to concisely, succinctly articulate who you are, okay, and make that be known up front. And it takes a certain amount of courage, all right, it's scary, but we've got to be, and I'm getting echo from this, but you've got to be your own advocate. As a good friend told me many years ago, if you don't have your back, no one else will. And I think that is sage advice. So I want to hear what Teresa's got to say. I know she's got a lot. She says, I'm former.
I thought you were just going to do the Dutch dance.
She's like, I'm a former clumping dancer. There you go.
My pleasure going in a couple different ways, but hi, I'm Teresa. I'm the coordinator of youth ministry at Prince Peace for 7th and 12th grade, which means I get to eat a lot of pizza and they're friends and get paid to do it. So pretty sweet job.
Perfect. Isn't that great? Now I want to hear what Hunter's got to say after that.
Well, it's not, so like, what I would do is I would find something about the other person that I like, I would compliment them on it. I would use that as like an opener. Give them a compliment, and then if I say something, and then I would relate it back to myself. And then tell them about myself, and then ask them questions about themselves. So I wouldn't really be like a set in stone, a dialogue. Like I would just go with the flow.
And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. In the back of your mind, though, you've got to have who you are packaged.
Right.
Yeah. And then you can spread that out however you want. Throughout the conversation, and take in the nonverbals, the verbals that are going on, and kind of see where it goes. It may go in a completely different direction.
Right.
That might be fine, but you have who you are already packaged within, on that. I like that. I like that approach. Yeah. Cat.
Oh, man. Wow. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a court liaison at Forest View Psychiatric Hospital. I'm pursuing my master's degree. I love the mental health field, and I would love to learn more about it.
Cool.
That's it.
I like it. Good old Kyle.
Hi, my name is Kyle Maxey. I moved here a couple of years ago. When it's okay. I did sorry.
The is okay. You know what? Don't make it. It is a word, and but you know what? When to minimize, to mitigate your ums, okay? Practice. I mean, it really is an art form, guys. And this is not, I'm not making you do this just because, whatever, but it is also hard for us to sell ourselves. It's hard to talk about ourselves. Yeah. And so, I get it, and you know, being in a number of situations that I've had to be in throughout my life, I've had to put myself in a plethora of rooms where I, for one, am the only person of color who's there, who had to, you know, you sink or swim in those situations. You go and you march forward. And I remember even practicing my own elevator speech when I was young. And now I'm all old. Okay, whatever. But when I was younger than I am now, um, practicing my elevator speech, making it a point to familiarize myself with my own strengths. Not only my own strengths, but things that, you know, are probably challenging for me. And finding strength in that repetition to go out and network. So, and before we go, we got about 5 minutes left. Oh, we don't have any minutes left.
No, we're good.
But
It's 8:30.
but
Go to 8:30.
oh, we're going to 8:30? Oh shoot, Mark. Here, hold on. Let me back up on these slides then.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, 6:30. But Kyle, if I think
Yeah.
you had a there was a keyword you used there, and it was strengths. And everyone here has done the Strengths Finder assessment.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have.
Clifton Strengths Finder. So, what's
Tell
your
us
signature
about
strength?
that. Yeah, let's talk
What's
about that.
the top? What was your top?
Yeah, what's your
Do you
signature?
remember which one?
I left my binder at home despite me having a backpack. Does anyone have
Okay, I have
the
it.
paper?
You guys got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about that.
You got it, Kyle? All right. So tell us about yourself.
So in California, I was a youth minister, or I did everything a youth minister did that was behind the scenes with computers. And I especially took refuge and what I really loved was to be connected to another person, to know who they are really on the inside. If that means opening up that locked chest of the heart, that's okay. I did that many times. Talking to 250 people about their past addiction to pornography, which is always a fun topic, but yeah, I don't know. Ending there.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. Teresa, what do you got?
For my strengths,
Yeah.
my top one is a developer, which I'm like forgetting all the things with it, but it was, you know, helping others like see their potential and helping them to develop that. And I think it's I use it all the time with youth ministry with my kids and helping them to see, you know, where their potential and where they're at, especially I've had several conversations with kids recently about where they just feel like they're failing in their prayer life and things, and they're trying or doing these things and they don't recognize the ways that the good things that they're doing or the ways that God's working in their lives. And so it's been a huge privilege for me to just sit and walk with them through that and just, you know, hold them and, you know, help them to experience those. So that's my top strength is that one. And yeah, I feel like I use that every single day, whether it's with kids or with coworkers who work together on different projects for our parish.
Oh, cool. What about you, Hunter?
Basically all of my strengths are in the realm of a relationship building. There's five. Four of the five are in relationship building. But my very first one is actually in executing its responsibility.
And go back to your first one again. How so? How is that made manifest in your life?
being in a relationship.
Your top strikes.
Your top
Oh,
strength.
my responsibility or.
Yeah.
How do you use that one mostly?
Oh, how do I use my responsibility? Yes. That one.
Yeah.
Okay, I was. I think I hold everyone, including myself, accountable, maybe. I guess, I know, I'm big on like taking ownership of what we do, like your actions, owning up to it, and then I also like, I don't know, I think a lot of that is because I have a dog and I'm responsible for another living thing. So it's like you have to, like your life changes, like your priorities change when you are caring for another person.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep. I can definitely relate. Yep, for sure. Oh, what about you, Kat?
I'm proud of that. My number one was restorative, and I don't remember what that means.
I have it somewhere.
But it makes sense that you're in the field again.
Yeah, it's in the executing thing,
No,
but
absolutely.
I
yeah.
remember reading about it, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds right, but I don't remember exactly what it, okay, so. Oh yeah, it's dealing with problems, so figuring out what's wrong and then resolving it. Which, yeah, I can try not to view people that way, but like
Right.
more so like maybe figuring out what's hurt and then healing it is a better way to put it. So,
I get you. Kyle, you went, right? And then we're gonna let's go to Brandon.
Mine was maximizing.
What?
Mine was maximizing.
Okay.
People expect, essentially it tells you that maximizing the focuses on strength of the way to stimulate personal and work excellence. It's due to transfer something strong into something super.
Very cool. Very cool. What about you, Jasmine?
So I actually was too, I did this, but just like looking off of this, I can tell for certain, I feel like I would fall into relationship building. And I think if I were to guess, but I'm gonna double check and actually take this as like certain, I think it would probably be, either empathy or includer. I think those two would be up there. I think I'm someone that like is very interested in connecting with others and making them feel welcomed and like heard and just feeling safe.
Before we talk about staying connected with your networks, how have you sought out networking opportunities in the past? How has that worked for you? What avenues did you use? If not, if you've never done that, where you've sought out networking initiatives and or events, then we can sit and talk about a few actually to get those out. But have any of you done any of that before? Teresa.
I did, you know,
Was this with the clump and dancers?
No, it was with Mark last year. He forced we had the, last year I was actually participated, or it was my first year in YALI. And so we had a networking event, and so that was like the first like real networking event that I actually like went to, like officially sanctioned as like networking. So it was people from our diocese who was here, and we all, at first we were kind of like this little huddle of us, like we were just terrified to go out there, and then kind of started talking with some people, and that was cool. And then unofficial, not like official networking, but different youth ministry conventions and conferences that I've been to with just the adults. We've networked or done some fun things and just kind of chatted, and yeah, prayed for each other too, especially because a huge thing is us not having enough volunteers. So we prayed for each other a lot and like did novenas together even after the convention and things.
Oh,
just to
really?
stay in touch. So that was
So, and so,
not like officially, we're Facebook friends, but we get less better.
At a network?
Yeah, so, but yeah, we just kind of, yeah, from people all over the country.
Anyone else want to talk about any networking?
I don't go
Kyle?
to events, but I feel like, like on an individual level, like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, my coworker's boyfriend worked for the Grand Rapids Police Department for like years. So I was talking to her at work and I was able to job shadow and then I met like the social worker there.
Ooh.
So stuff like that, more so like job shadowing. And I was in the Army. There was a lot of
You were?
yeah, in the reserve for like 6 years.
Oh, wow.
That was a lot of networking too, because you don't really know people from other units until you meet someone who knows them, and then if they know you, it's kind of similar to like getting hired. They'll recommend you to go to different schools or like assignments instead of just pulling random people. So I feel like that helped me a lot, just to experience different things. But I've never been to an actual event. I don't know why, it sounds kind of scary to me.
It's not as bad as you think. I was terrified and it was not as bad.
And she's still alive.
I almost
She
think
is
I'm
here.
so-
Oh my goodness. Let's work from the back and work our way forward from there. Or work our way from the end. That's what I meant to say. Let's work our way from the end. Where do all of you see yourselves in 10 years? Okay, I need everybody to answer that. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Because the answer to that is going to give greater importance to this whole conversation we're having. So where do you, Kyle, see yourself? Okay, in 10 years, I will be almost 60. Yes.
You do not look like
No,
that.
no.
50?
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'll be almost 60 in 10 years. Yeah, I'll be 3 years away. I'm 46 years old right now.
Skincare do you use?
Keep on, come on. Yes. This is the help Kenny feel good about himself hour. I remember when the afro was still a legit style. So the first time. So yeah, hopefully alive. But anyway, what is where do you all see yourselves in 10 years?
I would like to. So I will say one thing. I am epileptic.
Mhm.
And seizures come on randomly at random times. And it can be challenging. It is challenging. So I hope to be working in the church in youth ministry, but I also hope to be like on a side puzzle.
Yeah, it's legit.
Okay. Teaching guitar. I've played guitar for 16 years, and
Let me get a pen. Let me see your pen, Mark. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's legit. I like that. So
whole ranges of ages I'd love to teach. I mean, little friends to anyone that wants to learn, and I would honestly love to teach. I don't have a location other than my basement, but that's it.
Okay, Kat, where do you want to be?
So weird.
Kyle. Kat, where do you want to be in 10 years?
That's tough. I struggle with like career-wise. I think it's similar for a lot of people our age. I struggle with I'm gonna work here for 20 years or I don't know what I want to do.
It's totally not going to happen, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I
20
want to do career-wise in 10 years. I always wanted to have a foster home, so I think maybe in 10 years I'll feel like I'm an adult. And I wanna just have like the flexibility to travel or to live in different places. And yeah, I don't want 9 to 5. I don't wanna have to worry about PTO. It's my goal.
I hear all that.
I want to be a wife and a mother and have my own photography business on the side.
Hunter.
I don't know. I'd love to be a stay-at-home mom, like full-time like homemaker and do all like the stereotypical like homemaker stuff, making bread, gardening, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of just where I would like to be, but if I'm not at that place or if it's God calls me somewhere else, I'd love to still be doing, I don't know, like official, like being a youth minister or working at a parish, but doing something youth ministry wise, whether it's volunteering, maybe working for another organization that supports youth ministers. So I think that's kind of where I'm looking. Not diocesan work though. Sorry.
Oh, really?
No. But yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'd like to be. But primarily, I'd love to be wife and mother.
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah. Okay.
I'm here, still in the chair, still gonna keep that whole thing up. But
Love it.
I'm hoping to get some more certifications on tech working on just a branding out. So that's what I do, and I think good, so.
Okay. Jasmine.
I got a lot. I feel like.
Yeah, okay.
I
Spill it.
I like to envision. I want to have my own private practice established.
Ooh.
And I would like to do remote, but also in person. So I think if dream goal, I feel like it's to like be able to work from home, be a mom, and like I don't know, have the marriage, but also be able to travel and carry that like practice with me. I have family in Mexico, and I think like I've always dreamed about living there for a little bit.
All right.
So it's just like, yeah, it's up there. But yeah, just like being able to, also tie in my faith into my practice. That's a really big thing for me.
Awesome. Well, I was taking notes because some of these are awesome. I saw a few of you who aspire to be a housewife. I definitely think if that is your aspiration, you need to start working on that now because that takes time. I mean, have you guys seen the dating pool these days? I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a hot mess, right? It is hideous. Okay, that is a whole nother seminar. How to keep your sanity while being in today's dating pool. So yes. Now, how old are all of you? How old are all of you? You're in 24, 26, 20, mid-20s-ish. How old? 31. Okay. Early 30s, early 30s, mid 20s. Okay. Yeah, it yeah, I was thinking, yeah, I'll be all hitched and stuff by this age, and oh my goodness. One of my best friends, she's actually more of a mentor, kind of like a second mom. She just turned 63 this year. You know where this is already going. And we've been trying to marry her off for the longest, and she's very attractive. She's smart. She's brilliant. Yada, 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 yada. So no. So I mean, definitely keep that as an aspiration. I mean, that is not a bad one. But think of the networks that you need to frequent in order to make that happen for you.
No, absolutely not.
Puerto Vallarta probably not, Cancun probably not. No, I'm just kidding. Right. We're gonna keep it Catholic. But and then Kyle, you talked about wanting to, right? Oh, you didn't think I'd call on you. You said you wanted to do some teaching instruction in guitar.
It could be virtual, but that's hard. I tried that, and that's hard.
The good thing that came out of the pandemic is the ability to work remote, as well as in person, and to do a hybrid of each. I actually do that professionally. I work remotely 3 days a week, which, and it, preface this with, during the pandemic, I worked my you know what off. And then after, all of the restrictions went down, then, I went to my director and I'm like, hey, look, I have proven that I have carried this organization on my failing back during my aging back during this pandemic, and I'm not sure if I want to give away my flexibility, that I had. So I proved for 2 years that, we can make this work. Now that everyone wants to hop back into in-person things and whatnot, we need to negotiate. And part of networking is doing those kind of negotiations and knowing your worth, okay? Knowing yourself, knowing your worth. It's kind of coming full circle here. Thank God. And and leveraging that, okay, into situations or positions that are in line with where you want to go, who you want to be, what you want to do. Okay. So yeah, so I work from home 3 days a week, which also allows me to do some freelance things as well as what I do for my regular job. I go into the office Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was in the office today. Nice office and whatnot, but whatever, I mean, right, I mean, usually I can wear gym shorts as opposed to jeans, so, which is nice, I mean, um, so I did hear a little bit of that. Kat, you talked about that same kind of flexibility and wanting to do foster care, you said? Okay, and doing foster care. I think you're already in the right network to make that happen a little bit.
I'm in training out of foster care.
There you go. You were.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Need a house.
Yeah, well, you need a house. You need probably a decent lawyer to help with all of the regulatory things that go along with that. Hunter, okay, yep, that Hunter was the housewife crowd. Oh, photography. Okay, thank you. All right, because you got to have something to fall back on if Plan A doesn't happen. I mean, I'm not dusting anyone's aspirations or dreams. I'm just telling you, as one bachelor to a bachelorette, it is gone. I am.
But he's glowing. He's glowing.
Oh, come on. I don't know if I'm glowing. It's probably more like my soul getting ready to leave my body. No, I don't know. But it's totally up to you. And then, Teresa, you talked about your passion for youth ministry, which is also, and you've also done an enormous amount of networking within that, that you can carry forward, and maybe even, and we're going to get to this in about 2 minutes here. I got a surprise for you y'all, but Brandon talked about tech work and things that you can do remotely. That is still a big thing. And Jasmine, you wanted to go into private practice. I think that would be amazing. So, so you all have wonderful aspirations, and what I want you to do. I know a few of you are already working on the networking aspect of trying to achieve that, but always think from the end and what it's going to take to get you there. whether it's, you know, eHarmony for Hunter, or, I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But, you know, what have you, for whatever it is you're looking to do, definitely always think from the end. And then I'm going to wrap up with talking about taking some agency. Build your own network. If there's not a seat at the table, bring your own chair. You know, that's right. You know, there's really no networking event that you need to attend, or there's nothing compulsory about needing to do this or to do that in order to achieve what you wish to do professionally, socially, or whether you're talking about relationships or whatnot even. Definitely take charge of your life. Your life is your own. And if you aren't finding the networks that you need to find, then start creating your own. And it starts with just meeting one person. You don't need to meet 50 people or talk to 50 people at this event or 20 people at that event. Talk to one. Say, hey, why don't we go out for lunch, or why don't we get coffee or whatever and talk shop and see how that goes. Build your own network, add another as time goes along, and together explore other networks. You built your cohort at that point. Take that cohort and take your show around town. You could be your own traveling circus. Okay, I don't know if that's like the right one, but but it works, you know. Be your own traveling circus. So with that, I am finished. A little bit early, 10 minutes early, but
That's all right.
actually
We've
3
got
minutes
some
early.
things we do usually at the end. So
Yeah,
Kenny,
yeah.
thank you.
All right, you guys are very welcome. Thank you.
And